This is on trail day 84. It's Monday, September 14th of 2020. And I'm back at the parking area at Route 2 where I got off Saturday afternoon. I ended up taking a zero at the hostel. I figured why not before I get to Maine. I'm going to start the Mahoosuc Mountains today. And if I can do 17 miles, I'll be in the Maine tonight. And it is only 7:30. So getting a good start today. And we'll see what there is to see. It did come a little rain shower a little bit ago, but it's already blowing by, so no rain in the forecast for the day. We're going to do this little road walk and then we'll be back in the woods shortly. That would be a fun water slide. It's the Androscoggin River Reservoir. Well, the trail so far has been quite lovely. I mean, we're going uphill, but it's kind of a gradual grade so far. Not very rocky or rooty. Not bad. I wasn't too motivated when I first got to the trail, but I'm getting out of the swamp, I do believe. I gotta go roughly 5 miles before we get to a good water source. I got a bottle of Gatorade, so should be good till we get there. It's not super hot, so but we'll just see. Got like 15 miles to the first shelter in Maine. So I kind of study it a little more because it's not very much separation between the last one in New Hampshire and the first one in Maine. See which one has the best water. And then that'll probably be the determining factor. I'll go through the Mahoosuc Notch tomorrow. So the further into Maine I get, the better. I don't know, I got all day to work that out. So, spend time studying on that around lunch, I guess. So it's coming up this hill here is rock steps, and this wind gust came through. Heard snap, crackle, and pop, and the whole top of that tree just fell over on the top of the trail. How nice. So now I gotta go through this jump. I could have waited another, I don't know, a minute and a half, and then I would have been on by. But no, you must have saw me coming. So this is the top of Mount Hayes. Trail came from that way. Not too much of a view from here. The climb up was quite nice. But I think I'm going to get out of the wind because it was still a climb up, so back of my shirt's sweaty. I'm going to come down here into the trees, find a rock or something, and take a snack break. I didn't get up in time to actually have a breakfast, so I had a good dinner last night, but no breakfast this morning, so I'll find a tree or a rock and take a break and have a snack. See if that doesn't put a little pep in my step. We've been like 4 miles already, but considering it's 10:30 and we started at 7:30, that's not super quick considering the terrain. I stopped not too far from the last recording and had a pack of crackers. I feel a little bit better, so Mahoosuc Trail Notch Junction. A little bit of a view over here. Not too much though. So that's the trail as we just came down. And this is the trail we're going north. And it has just been lovely today. I had to stop and double check, make sure I was on the AT. I was like, did I take the wrong trail back there at the junction or something? Maybe the AT designers are taking it easy on us, considering what all we've been through and what we may be about to go through. So I did check when I was taking a break. The Gymnasium, I think, something like that, pond shelter in New Hampshire, has a good water flow. The first shelter, and that's 7 miles from here. The first shelter in Maine, which is 12 miles from here, it says it has puddles. So I'll probably stop at the one 7 miles from here and hit Maine in the morning. But I don't know. I know this terrain's not going to stay this way. So I can get that out of my head. But yeah, probably just because the Mahoosuc Notch will be tomorrow. So I'll probably just stop at that shelter in New Hampshire and have a good dinner. Go to bed early. Try to get up early. It seems to be an impossible thing to do in my hammock. If by some reason I was to ever decide to do this again, which I don't foresee happening, not because it's not fun, but just taking this long out of your life to do something like this is... Anyway. Yeah. It would do in a pinch, but I'm not in a pinch. But anyway, I would almost consider either a tent or just a tarp. With just a tarp, I mean, you could go right out into the forest there and the leaf litter and all. But part of the reason for that is I wouldn't sleep as good. I love my hammock though. I don't know, I think it wouldn't matter if I had a tent or a tarp. I still wouldn't want to get up. I thought that was a little trail that might lead to a camp. I see a fire ring over there. So that's southbound, just came up that. That's northbound. See, I knew that wonderful terrain wouldn't last forever. But this will be fairly short. A little bit of a view behind us, not much. Mostly trees in the way. But there'll be a view when we get to the top up here. Now here's our view spot. I don't know what town or whatever that is at the bottom. Oh, there's something down there. Coming down this rock face has a butt busting waiting to happen. All these evergreen needles. Nice little view. There was a view a little while back, but there's a bunch of hikers there. All coming out of town and going to the shelter I'm going to. So might be a busy night there. With a group of 4 and another guy by himself. And me, that's 6 I know of so far. Maybe a couple more coming behind me that haven't passed me yet, I don't know. Give it a couple more years, there won't be a view here. This is Page Pond. Looks like somebody has a bench there. And a camp spot right there. A decent sized little pond. I'm not sure if I'm still on the trail or not. I don't think so. Yep, I have to go back and find out where it split off. So that's the trail going south, just came up that. And this is what we got going north. The last water source, well before that pond, was just like some stagnant puddles in a creek bed. And the pond looked like it would work in a pinch. But there's a flowing brook that was like a mile ahead. It sounded much more preferable. And now I'm about a half a mile away. I just have to climb all these boulders to get there. I'm about 3 miles total from the shelter. And it's a little after 3:30. So I should get there plenty of time before dark, which will be nice. I definitely have not been moving at a rapid pace today, even though a lot of the terrain was fairly nice. I tell you, the terrain I've been over the last week or so has definitely been tiresome. I feel like I could have stayed at the hostel for 2-3 days. But every day I stay there, the colder it gets. And the closer it gets to hot and closing, so. Everybody says it's like the first 30-40 miles of Maine. I don't know. It's so difficult. So I just try to take it easy and not overdo it while the terrain's still rough, and then maybe I'll make up for it on the backside. And in the meantime, we got to get over what's in front of us, so and get some water. So I made it to the water source. Drank about a half a quart. Got another quart filtered to go with me. At a little over 3 miles to go to get to the shelter. Had another hiker come by that's headed there, so that'll make for 7 folks that I know of. I would imagine anybody that started earlier than me this morning probably went on into Maine. But you never know. So we're going to be almost 12 miles for the day. Not a bad day. I know this wind sure is making it cold. The watch says it's 52 degrees. But with the wind it feels like it's 42. It's supposed to get cold tonight. It's supposed to be in the 30s. But that's alright. I'll sleep just toasty in the 30s. I won't want to get up in the morning, but that's nothing new regardless. We shouldn't have any real climbs between here and the shelter, so 4:30, maybe get there by 6:30. We'll just see. It's supposed to have a nice pond view from the shelter, so that might be interesting. I'll try to get some pictures or something at least. We're kind of walking through this swampy bog. There's a lot more of these boardwalk things in New Hampshire than I thought there would be. Probably more here than in Vermont, to be honest. It seems like. I mean, they had some in Vermont, but it seemed like for the most part they just let you walk through it. Or step on those partially submerged stones. But a lot of these boardwalks here in New Hampshire. Like this one's broke or long in need of repair and replacement. So I got 1 more mile to go to get to the Gentian shelter campsite. And it's going to be pretty much level or downhill according to the elevation. So we should be there in like 45 minutes or something. Now I'm going to make some mac and cheese with bacon bits. Yeah, because that sounds pretty good for dinner. There's been a lot of deadfalls today. Whoop. Including myself. See what I mean? Things only happen when the camera's on. At least it wasn't off a big boulder. And it was only like 2 feet high. So I guess you can say that's the second fall on the AT. The first was on the knife's edge, and the second was climbing a tree, over a tree. I think that's pretty good considering the junk I've went over on this trail. This is Upper Genation Pond. They're like 0.6 from the shelter. And it's not called Lower Genation, it's just called Genation Pond. So. But apparently according on the map, it's the same brook. It comes from this pond, flows down to the next one. So probably be the yellowish tannin water like we got earlier. Wasn't too bad earlier, so. I've seen more yellow, so. I don't mind pond water if it's like a natural pond, but beaver ponds are a whole different story. We'll be there shortly, and that'll be the end of the day. and I'll try to get some footage in all of the shelter tomorrow, because everybody that passed me talking about taking an easy day today so they can do some big miles tomorrow. Almost fell again. Cameraman, I tell you. So I'm sure they'll all be gone when I get up and going, even if I do manage to get up and out earlier than normal. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and we will resume this journey north again tomorrow.